Next video we'll have a look at terrain. Now terrain in the Weltkrieg is totally unique. I've never seen anything like it. What it does is it's based on hex side rather than on hex, so it allows a lot more flexibility. For a single hex, for example, this one here, 912, it's actually got 3 broken hex sides and 3 clear hex sides. So it would be theoretically possible to have up to 6 different types of terrain inside a single hex. If you look at one that's a bit more complicated here, like 2111, that's got three rough hex sides, or a wood hex side, and 2 broken hex sides, and it's also got rivers along the edge of the 2 of the hex sides as well. So if you go and look up on the actual terrain effects charts, you can see that not only does it affect movement, it also has combat effects on attacks and combat effects on the counter attacks. So if you look at, say, wooded rough, it's 4 movement points to get in, which is a lot, but it's like it's got -4 die roll, -4 modifier for your attack die roll, and a +2 modifier for your defense die roll. Other things like mountain and alpine and stuff like that, like the attacker's halved in strength, as well as the counter attacker getting a benefit as well. So when you're being attacked in a hex with multiple hex side values, you can pick the hex side with the best terrain effects as the one which is going to govern the defense. So for example, if I looked at a hex here, that's got wooded rough and rough. Now if I was being attacked through the rough hex side or the wooded and the wooded rough, I could decide as a defender which one I'd want to take. Now wooded rough is much better, but you need to factor in the river as well, because you could add the river to the terrain. But in this effect, because I'm being attacked from one hex side which is not across a river and another hex side's across the river isn't going to give me any more benefit. So I'd just pick the wooded rough here, which, as we discussed, is a -4 to the attacker's die roll and a +2 to the defender's die roll. So that's a significant defensive benefit. Other things that's worth noting, that if you look on these maps, you see these continuous lines and these dotted lines. They are your railways. Now a continuous line represents a double track railway, which is you can move infinite amount of traffic. Well, I say infinite amount, it depends on your rail capacity, but you can move more than one unit down that rail line in a single turn. These dotted ones, though, you can use them, but you can only use them once per turn. Okay, so if I moved a unit down that dotted line, it would actually I'd have to mark that as being unusable for any further units. Other things that are worth looking at are these fortresses. These things are very difficult to take. You don't really, as I was discussed in one other video, you don't really want to be attacking these with infantry if you can avoid it, because you're just going to end up with a bloodbath. The actual designer of this game has created a brilliant video showing the advantages and disadvantages of attacking fortresses and what is the best way to do it. Rivers are marked on the things as your major rivers. These are serious obstacles to actual offensive operations. In fact, there are rules about trying to cross, if you're crossing these in the face of say defensive river flotillas or there's zones of control on the other side, it can be horrendous, result in a horrendous amount of casualties. So the minor rivers are the ones that don't have the black outline, they just have a little white outline. So that one there is a minor one, whereas that one over there is a major one. You can see your cities, your urban centres are these. You see these little things here, they're there for the Grand Campaign game. That would represent a agricultural resource, but I'm not playing that. I'm playing the duration game, which I'll actually discuss later.